Purple. These lids, this is probably an 1840s teapot lid. But the purple is less popular than the blue, but they made it from probably the 1820s, 30s, up through maybe the 70s. This was from a Philly dig. I'm not sure exactly where, but it was from somewhere in Philadelphia.
Yeah, and glass that I'm very interested about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was a big lampshade for a gas lamp. Some sort of big fancy lampshade.
Yeah, how old they are?
It's probably from the 1860s or 70s. You can see it was all done by hand, the white threading in the glass. More pieces. Looks like it would have been pretty big, probably about the size of a basketball. Just from that curvature, because it was probably a big round one. It was just a slightly odd mix on their color batch, apparently. But this is the bottom edge of a big wash bowl from a wash bowl and pitcher stand. Probably from the 1860s.
Yeah, this color they came out from not that early, right? It's kind of the color is very different, blue.
Not really, because the color would change. Every manufacturer had their own slight variations of color. So this may have just come from some smaller manufacturer. You don't usually see stuff for Rockingham. There's some people call it Bennington, but it's glaze spattered on yellowware. But this was a big spittoon. Because the way this is shaped, there was the central funnel was here that went down to the little hole. And let's see, I don't think we got the edge of the hole here.
They're pretty much the same shape that you can tell.
Yeah, just from the shape. Whereas this one was a pitcher. Let's see. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
That's the side of the pitcher
How old
there.
they are?
This one's probably from the 1850s. Probably made in, actually it's hard to say where these, a lot of these were made up in New England, but there were some places in New Jersey making them too.
American pottery?
Oh yeah, it's American.
Let's see. And
that's a piece of another Rockingham pitcher.
Okay.
A different one.
Alright. And the pink one?
This?
Yeah.
This
That's
is
spongeware?
That's spongeware, yep. Pink spongeware, probably 1830s, 40s. Piece of a little cup bowl.
Okay.
Well, that's a pound handle off a Bennington pitcher. These little figural animal heads were popular on those old Rockingham pitchers. Usually this type of pitcher would have had a handle like that. In fact,
they like to make an animal, a handle in animal shape. Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is part of a yellowware mold they use for puddings or things like that. The corn is actually a fairly common motif, but you also see bunches of grapes, rabbits, little animals.
The edge of that piece, please. It's how old they are?
These really became popular in like the 1850s and 60s. Yeah, this is a little English creamer of some sort. Sort of a Chinese pattern to it. This is probably from the 1840s. Not marked as to who made it, but it's an unusual pattern. It's one you don't see. Yeah, this is another English plate. This one's probably from the 1850s. I don't know the name of this pattern either, but it's in
So, for the beginner, people start to collect all this pottery. How you can tell this is English made or American made? What is a common thing that we can say, you guys?
Just about all your early transfer pottery is English or foreign. There wasn't too much made in America back then, and a lot of the American stuff that was made back then is marked. Yeah, there is old American stuff. There were American potteries making transfer stuff back in the 1830s, but there weren't many of them. It's not until about the 1870s you start seeing a lot of American pottery. As far as the ironstone goes, American potteries are mostly making yellowware and redware. These three pieces are all from the same sort of a Wedgwood style pottery. It's just an embossed design. And the pottery is actually that blue color all the way through. It's not glazed. This one, there is an outside chance this one could be American. There were some early American companies doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
This could go back conceivably to the 1830s. Those two fragments are from the Majelica pitcher, probably from the 1870s. And there were a lot of American companies making those too. Those are, it's hard to tell if it's English or American unless you find the piece that's marked on the bottom. This is called stick spongeware.
Why they call like that?
Because these repeating patterns were done with usually it was a sponge on a little stick that they...
Oh, stick spongeware.
Stick spongeware, yep. English, probably from the 1850s. This is the teacup and that was the saucer it sat in.
Yeah. And mochaware there.
Yep, we got that. Well, that's a piece of this bowl. This is a really big mochaware bowl.
Wow. So they make this big, like a mixing bowl or serving bowl?
Yeah, this is a very big serving or mixing bowl.
Okay.
Earthworm pattern, probably from the 1840s.
All right. And I think this one, the black one then?
This is a hand-painted English saucer, probably about the same age as this one.
Okay.
Just a little hand-painted floral design all the way around. Let's see, I don't think this one's marked. Nope, yeah, these things usually aren't marked as to who made them. This is a piece of a decorated redware teapot. It's an unusual decoration. Probably English. I'm not sure how old this one is. This one's probably later in the 1800s.
Did they have a style they call?
There were style names for them, but I don't know what that one's called. It's something we don't usually find. Let's see.
Dark blue
This
transfer.
Yep, it's like a flow blue, but it's more of a purple. And they did do flow colors and colors other than blue. Usually you see mulberry besides the flow blue. That's an unusual color to see a flow in. This was a big cup in a multicolored transfer pattern. Actually, it doesn't even... I guess it's mostly just a dark transfer like that. And it's got a spatter on the inside rim, which is sort of unusual. Probably from the early 1850s. Let's see. This was a salt crock. Big round crock that hung on the wall with a wooden lid, and it said salt on one of the panels somewhere. This is actually a little bit later than the other stuff. This is probably right around the turn of the century, right around 1900. And this is probably American made.
Okay.
And that little tiny chunk is a piece of multicolored ironstone, probably from the 1840s. It was done in that transfer, and then these other colors for the leaves and the rim were hand painted afterwards, and then it was all glazed under like that.
Okay, good.